Hello again and welcome to our channel. Here in the UK it's another really cold, miserable, dreary, dull day. But even in these conditions we can think about doing some sowing inside. And I'm going to show you some of the things that we start to think about sowing at the end of January, beginning of February. I'm going to start off thinking about broad beans. We grow a lot of broad beans each year. Some we directly sow into our raised beds, some we actually start off in pots or modules or trays. And that's what we're going to start off with by doing this afternoon. So here we have some broad beans. This particular variety of broad bean is Meteor, and we're going to be sowing these seeds into some trays. Now sometimes we use individual pots like this, sometimes we use modules, sometimes we use these large inserts in a seed tray. And that's what we're going to do in this little demonstration this afternoon. So these are our Meteor broad beans. We're putting these broad beans into the compost. It's just an ordinary multi-purpose compost. It's been wetted. Okay, it's been watered from the bottom up, so it's nice and moist. We're putting the seeds in, I guess, about an inch, slightly over an inch deep into their holes. Okay, and then we just simply cover them up. And this tray of Meteor broad beans can be left in a cold greenhouse, and before too long they'll be starting to germinate and to grow. They don't really need very much heat, if any, at this time of year. Okay, so we will leave those for later. Now some things do require some heat, obviously, in order to germinate. And we have several different types of propagator. Here we have a fairly simple rudimentary type of propagator, and at this time of the year, in late January, beginning of February, we're thinking about sowing the seed of aubergines, peppers and chilies, and that's what we're going to do this afternoon in here. So we've got the three sections of the propagator. The propagator has been cleaned from last year. It's all nice and spick and span, and we're going to be sowing some seeds. So we've got our tray. Let's take the lid off to begin with. We have our tray. Our tray has been partially filled with a mixture of perlite and multi-purpose compost. And now we're going to sow some of our seed. So here we've got some chilli seed. And we are just going to be sowing the seed onto the surface of the tray. Just trying to spread the seed out, trying to broadcast the seed as much as possible onto the surface of the tray. I'm not going to put too many on for the moment. I think that will do initially. Okay, so we've spread some seed out there. As I said, a mixture of perlite, multi-purpose compost, just gently firmed it in underneath. We put the seed on top, and now we've got some sieved multi-purpose compost and perlite that we're going to put on top. So a mixture of multi-purpose and perlite, and we're just going to spread this over the top of the seeds. Doesn't want a particularly great covering. Doesn't need to be particularly deep. Okay, so we're just spreading over in that sort of way. It has been watered previously from the bottom, so it's nice and moist. We can simply put the lid on and put it onto the propagator unit. Now that propagator unit, we may possibly leave it in this greenhouse because we have an electrical point there where we can fix it up, or we may take it into the house. There's the option there about what we can do. So we've got the whole of this nice propagator unit, and we've got the chilies there to begin with. Later on, we're going to put some peppers there. We've got some aubergines there, and we're going to start those off, and they should grow very well. If you don't have a propagator unit, there's lots of other ways that you can do this. If you simply use a little unit like this, you can easily sow some seed, and then this is quite conducive to taking inside the house and putting on a windowsill or something like that. Obviously a propagator unit like this can be put on the windowsill, on the window ledge inside the house, and it will do quite sufficiently. So there's lots of different ways that you can do this. You don't need expensive equipment. You can do it without. If you've got room in the house where you can put some sort of little unit like this, you'll be able to get your seed to germinate quite well, hopefully. So those will be our aubergines there, our peppers there. We've done the chilies already. We'll finish this off after we finish talking to you, and we'll be probably taking this one into the house, I think. If we keep it at a nice temperature, then they should germinate reasonably quickly, reasonably successfully, hopefully. But we will be making other successional sowings later on as well. So that's our broad beans, and those aubergines, peppers and chilies for the moment. We'll be carrying on another time with some of the other things that we're going to be sowing, but that's just what we're going to be doing this particular day. Hope you found that useful and enjoyable. Please continue watching our channel. We'll be putting a new video on every week, sometimes 2 a week. Please follow us, and if possible, subscribe. Thank you very much indeed for watching.